Okay, so one thing that I just noticed is when I was recording Echo this morning, the audio was not that great. I don't know. I turned my headset on right when I was recording, so things didn't quite work out the way I wanted them to. I'm gonna try to, now that I know what's going on, restart this and try to get the voice acting a little bit better. Because last time that was very disappointing when I listened to the footage. None of the music was playing in the background. Actually, you know what? That's going to hinge on whether or not I actually upload this, as if there's actually music playing throughout the whole video. I knew you'd be back. You all come back eventually. Why do you try to run away in the first place? It doesn't matter. Even though you're here trying to run again, try and run again. Just stop. Because just like this town, you're only moving in circles. Yeah, Mom, I bought it. No, I got everything. No, TJ's with us. We picked him up yesterday. No, I did call you yesterday. There's no answer. Fine, yeah, I'll try more than once next time. So, of course they're clean. Listen, I'm driving right now, so... Yeah, so I probably shouldn't be on the phone, should I? I'm gonna hang up. Okay, love you too. Bye! I sigh and finally hang up the phone, dropping it on my lap. TJ, next to me in the passenger seat, stretches back and scratches behind his ear. That's cute. It's been a while since I've seen your mom. How is she? I shrug. Fine, I think. She wouldn't tell me if she wasn't anyway. TJ taps a foot against the dashboard before yawning. Wow, feels like we've been driving for days. Normally, TJ wasn't one to whine, but the long drive was obviously getting to him. It was getting to all of us, honestly. I look over at him. We're almost there. Why don't you listen to some music or something? My phone's been dead for the past 2 hours. I didn't know it was taking us 8 hours to get there. I sigh. Whether that dig was purposeful or not, I still feel a little embarrassed. I'll admit, I got us lost for a few hours. Route 93 is hard to find, even with a GPS. It's no wonder that Echo's in the state it's in. You should have brought a book. Those don't run out of batteries, you know. I look up into the rearview mirror and see Jenna hold up a hefty book called Cognition. TJ sighs. All of my books are on my phone. Why don't you listen to the radio? TJ starts to reach for the dial. Don't bother. All we get out here are Hick stations. I have some music on my phone, though. Do you have an auxiliary cable, Chase? In this clunker? No, but like I said, we're almost there. Just having the three of us here is a little awkward. Unbalanced. I wonder if completing our little group will bring back that old chemistry. Thinking about seeing Carl, Flynn, and Leo again really makes my heart skip a beat. Take exit 127 onto Flint Road. I jerk back to the present and press on the brakes as I swerve onto the exit ramp. Whoa! Sorry. Chase, come on, pay attention! TJ adds a little giggle to lighten the chastisement, but my face gets hot anyway. Hey, me and Jenna went 3 hours out of our way to pick you up from the CCU. The least you could have done was taking the bus. No, I'm grateful. It's just, I'd rather not have to die in this place. We continue down Flint Road for about 15 minutes in silence while I avoid the ever-increasing amount of potholes in the road. I think we're all a little bit nervous now as we get closer to our destination. Unsurprisingly, there is another car in sight. You guys excited? I look in the rearview mirror again and see that Jenna has put her book down staring out the window. I actually haven't given a whole lot of thought as to how I feel about the whole thing. Yeah, it'll be great to see everyone again. It's been way too long. I meant Echo. Are you excited to go back? Oh. I didn't really even know how to answer that. Is excited the right word? It's sure as hell stressful.
As long as we can go for a hike. I don't want to be sitting around in the motel all day.
Well, it beats having a heat stroke in the desert. Are you seriously hiking the trail?
Oh, come on. It'll be fun. At least I know Chase will come.
TJ smiles at me, raising his eyebrows. It's hard to say no to such an eager face, at least not right now. Yeah, of course.
Anyway, it sounds like you've only got the boys on your mind, Chase. Leo, maybe?
Make a slight right onto Lake Emma Road. I ignore Jenna, pretending to be distracted with adjusting the GPS. A few more minutes of silence pass before Jenna speaks up again.
So, this new thing you're making, what's it all about exactly?
I swerve a little in the road to avoid another pothole. A news packet. If you remember, there was that crazy thing that happened here in the 1920s. I read a little about it, and it's pretty fucked up.
Come on, Chase, language!
Just thought I'd do a little bit more digging. Honestly, though, I just need to do something that looks good enough to pass with.
Well, that sounds kind of fun. Are you going to have enough time to hang out? I know Leo made some plans.
This whole thing was Leo's idea, actually. When I told him that I'd be coming down to Echo for spring break, he suggested we all use it as an excuse to have a reunion. He said it hasn't been the same since the three of us left. Yeah, I should. I just need some B-roll and shots of the old creepy locations. Shouldn't take too long. I catch a flash of blue and see the lake to our right. The conversation dies down a little bit, and we're all lost in our thoughts. Finally, we round a bend, and I start to catch some glimpses of the town. The tall, rusted signs for the gas station and motel loom over the rest of the old community. Lake Emma Road merges onto the main street where the motel is at. Soon enough, we're turning into a parking lot. There are only a few other cars in the parking lot. I park in the closest spot next to the door and switch off the ignition, relieved to be done with driving. I sit back for a moment, rubbing my eyes. I hope you're grateful, TJ. I never want to drive that long again.
Thanks, Chase.
TJ hops out of the car, clearly happy to be out. I really like how the sound effects are synced up to what happens in the game. I just wish these people were animated a little bit more, and that the backgrounds were a little bit more clear. But it's definitely better than Major Minor's blurry shit. TJ puts his paws to his back and stretches out from toes to ear tufts, and I hear a few cracks.
Gosh, it feels so great to be out of there.
I smile as I follow him and stretch as well, though far less flamboyantly. It's good to see TJ reverting back to his old cheery self.
Alright, I made the reservation, so I'll check us in.
I like how she just slides right in from the left.
You boys want to bring in our stuff?
Sure! Me and TJ head around to the back trunk of the car, grabbing the bags and camera equipment while Jenna heads inside. I'm pleasantly surprised. While it's a bit musty, the room is spacious, generally clean. A lot more than I was expecting from a town like Echo. Although I've lived in the town most of my life, I've never actually been in the motel.
Hey, this is nice. And 2 double beds?
Yeah, thought I'd get one of the nicer rooms since everything here is dirt cheap. TJ sets his bags down on the bed.
So I guess this will just be me and Chase's bed? Jenna can have her own, obviously. That's nice of you, TJ. Anyway, here are your key cards.
She hands us both her key cards, which I slip into my back pocket.
So, when are we gonna eat? I'm starving.
My stomach grumbles. We haven't eaten since breakfast, and it's late in the afternoon at this point. I pull out my phone, checking over my text with Leo. Leo said he's gonna get us some sandwiches from the diner.
Did you tell...
Yes, I told him to substitute the bread with lettuce for yours, TJ, okay?
Nice! Alright, well, I texted everyone that we're here. Let's at least unpack. It's gonna get crowded and I don't want all our stuff in the way.
Half an hour later, we've got all our stuff packed away in the motel drawers. Now, I'm sitting on the bed, toying with my camera equipment while TJ watches TV and Jenna organizes her schoolwork.
You know you're on vacation, right? And didn't you already get into grad school? You should just relax. That's exactly why I need to keep keeping up. There's a knock at the door, and being the closest, I get up to answer it. I'll get it. I look through the peephole excitedly and see a beanie cap with a pair of some fairly familiar horns poking through it. I grin as I unlock the door and swing it open. Carl! Chase! I slap paws with him and pull him into a hug, and immediately get a whiff of pungent scent of pot. Despite that, his embrace is warm and plush, and his belly squishes against my body like a pillow through his jacket. There's an underlying sturdiness, though, and I feel his biceps bulge around my shoulders. Had he been working out? I put my paws on his shoulders and push him back, looking him over. He's definitely changed a little bit since last I've seen him. He's definitely bulkier, and the fur on his face is just a little bit shaggier. His eyes are just a little bit red, and his expression is a little bit glazed, like he's been daydreaming about some place far, far away from here. Still getting blazed, huh? You know it. His jokey, jockey nature drops a little bit as he gives me a genuine smile. It's good to see you again, bruh. I feel warm inside as I smile back. You too. Is that Carl I hear? Carl and I step back into the room, the ram remaining slouched as we do. Hey, Jenna. Carl, how you been? Not bad. Just living life like I'm a bee. It sounds like he's starting to sing the lyrics to a song, but he trails off and we all look at him expectantly. He just smiles back. Huh? Hey, is that TJ? Hi. Though he's smiling happily, TJ is outright crinkling his nose. Still up to your old habits, huh? Carl shrugs. I'm starting to remember that it's something he does a lot. It's basically his answer to almost everything. It gets quiet for a moment, then I clap my paws together. So, what have you been up to, Carl? You're not online that often. Carl shrugs. You know, just hanging out. Must be kind of boring, considering it's Echo. Not going outside helps much. Haha. You been able to find a job? I know they closed the old corner market you used to work at. Yeah, been kind of hard since pretty much everything's been closed around down here. On top of that, I still don't have a car that can get me to Peyton. Oof, that's right. You crashed the one your parents got you. TJ is grinning sympathetically, but Carl hunches further into himself, looking sulky. Man, don't kill my vibes, bruh. What about school? Been thinking about going back? Not really. Well, maybe. Carl's starting to lose that faraway look as he narrows his eyes. You should. You went for what, a semester? That's not really enough time to tell if you're really cut out for college or not. Classes get easier to handle once you get used to it. Yeah, well, it wasn't exactly the schoolwork that was the problem. You could try smoking less weed. That might help. What? Was I set up for an intervention or something? Carl looks over at me as if asking for help. Hey, don't look at me, man. I had to deal with them for the past 10 hours. Yeah, I guess I forgot how naggy they can be. That's because we care about you, Carl. Anyway, I'm pretty sure Chase has been missing you ever since you left school. Carl and I were in the same class throughout school. As a result, we entered college together. We even roomed together for that one semester, which was a lot of fun, of course. I had missed him. Carl seems pretty eager to get off the topic, though. Speaking of school, didn't you get accepted into Weston, Jenna? Yep, going into experimental psych. I start in the fall. That's pretty cool. Congrats. Carl turns back to me. And you're into, what, journalism or something, right? He looks over the equipment, looking confused. What's all this? Oh, yeah, one of the reasons why I'm out here. I'm doing a news segment on Echo. Sounds like a feel-good movie of the year, Chase. That's what you get out of a feel-good town of the century, Carl. Yeah. Carl scratches his muzzle before turning to TJ. And you're doing what again?
Sports something Bible Olympics?
Athletic training, but yes, it's a Christian school.
Carl gives a thumbs up. Super. So, we gonna eat yet? I'm hungry as hell, bruh.
Hell is a little extreme there, Carl. Not even you can be that hungry.
Sure. So where's Leo? He's bringing the sandwiches, right?
He actually just texted me and that he's here. He was picking up Flynn. So we're all gonna be here, just like old times.
TJ almost looks like a little kid Lynx again. His ears twitching around in excitement. Oh, there they are. I grip the bed spring and watch as Carl moves around the corner to open the door. I hear it open, followed by the distinct, deep, brassy voice of Flynn. Hey, why are you getting the door, fatty? To get my sandwiches, dick face. I've got the munchies like a motherfucker. Where are they? Leo has them. Here, he is. Hey, they all in there? My heart skips a beat, and my tail starts thumping against the bed as I hear Leo's high baritone. There's some bustling before they start coming in around the corner, bringing me face to face with the rest of my childhood friends. Flynn comes first, slinking in casually, his posture loose and relaxed, slouching. Unlike Carl, though, his slouch makes him look a lot more like he just doesn't give a fuck, as opposed to just trying to make himself seem taller. Smaller. He wasn't a shy guy, as evidenced by his open shirt. And who you calling a dick face? Flynn knocks Carl on the head, which made a loud thudding noise, but Carl just grins throughout. Hey, Jenna, TJ, Chase! He nods to each of us in turn, rubbing his knuckles together. Immediately following him, his arms wrapped around two big brown paper bags, is Leo. He smiles over the tops of the bags, sweeping the room with his eyes, along with his tall rectangular ears. He pauses on Jenna, then TJ, before finding me. His face immediately breaks into a full-on grin as he walks over to the bed I'm sitting on, setting down the bags. As he comes to stop in front of me, I reach out my paw to slap his, much like I did with Carl. Instead, he grabs it to yank me right into a tight bear hug, nearly squeezing the air right out of me. Chase! Man, I missed you! Just like Carl, it seems like Leo's gotten bigger and stronger. He lifted me right up without thinking about it. The tension I've been feeling in my chest melts away like an ice cube on Neko's sidewalk. Everything's fine. All of that worry about everything and how he's going to react was for nothing. This hug is lasting kind of long, though. I can feel everyone else looking at us.
And just like that, he forgets we exist.
Leo finally does pull back, then smacking me on the shoulder before turning to greet Jenna and TJ. I shakily sit back down, feeling a whole lot better now that the introductions are out of the way. Fuck, leave Carl in a room for 5 seconds and it smells like a goddamn skunk sauna. The weed is just oozing out of your pores at this point. Flynn theatrically plugs his nose as he pulls the window open a crack. Carl rolls his eyes, slouching further and jamming his paws into his pockets. Oh, shut up! I think everyone here agrees that my smell is a lot better than your shedding. Nothing like leaving an extra big pile of lizard dust on the couch for the next person, you know what I'm saying? And by the way, dude, that skunk comment was specious. And that lizard comment wasn't. Flynn turns to me while at the same time fanning the air in from the outside with a hand. What's worse, Chase, Carl's smell, or my dusting off? Ha, dusting off? That's not even a thing, bruh. Try saying white flakes to chip off of me with every step I take. Except when I scratch my ass. Then it's like a fucking blizzard of dead skin. That's kinda gross. And some of it might land in your mouth. That's even more gross. That's what you should call it. Hey, you furballs do it too. Just a lot less noticeably. Either way, it's hot in here. Aren't you cold-blooded, dude? Someone turn down the goddamn thermostat.
Somebody turn down your language, haha.
Cheesy says it to him like a cheerful kindergarten teacher pep talking a student to use his words. They stare at each other for about 5 seconds, Flynn's expression like a stone, while TJ loses his smile. Well, Jesus butt fucking Christ. I'll be sure to watch that.
Flynn!
TJ actually looks pretty outraged, but Flynn just reaches out and yanks him into a chokehold, the much shorter Lynx easily dwarfed by the lizard. Shut up, you priss. I was just kidding. TJ half-heartedly fights the hold. I guess TJ thought he'd get some respect, now that we're all adults.
Hey, ow! You still said it.
Normally, I would step in to help, but it's been kind of a while since I've seen Flynn and TJ go at it, so I'm just going to sit back and watch. It's just way too funny to stop. Look, no lightning. So much for your almighty God. Ooh! TJ jabs his elbow back into Flynn's stomach, doubling the lizard over for a second.
Ha! See? God works in mysterious ways. Ow!
Foul, specious people. Species features was something we made up to make our tussles a little bit more fair. It involved any distinct physical difference between our species that might pose as a disadvantage, like my tail, Jenna's ears, or TJ's ear tufts. Oh, you can go back if you right-click. Sorry. Flynn reaches up and grabs one of the tufts on TJ's ears and yanks, earning a yowl from the feline. Carl was especially keen on it, beginning to ram his horns around and use his leverage against him.
TJ, come and get your sandwich.
TJ finally yanks himself out of Flynn's grasp, smoothing down his ear at fur as he tries to look as dignified as possible.
Well, I can see how things haven't changed.
With that, TJ walks over to the table to get his food. I can't help but laugh. I think TJ won that one, technically. Or did he? He might have fouled too. Flynn's got a soft lizard belly, haha. Flynn snorts, rubbing his stomach. Oh, don't even try to tell me about soft, asshole. Looks like you swallowed a beach ball. Speaking of which, food. We all pass the bags around to get our food. A chicken sandwich for Jenna and TJ, roast beef for me and Leo, and 3 large veggie burgers that almost take up their whole entire bag for Carl. Flynn, as usual, isn't eating anything. I think it's a lizard thing. I keep my seat on the bed as I unwrap the foil around my sandwich. The smell wafts up from the beef, making my mouth water, and bringing some memories along with it. We'd all spent many nights at the cold diner. I can remember the night me and Carl graduated. Leo took us all straight from Peyton High to the diner, skipping out all the way to the graduation party for sandwiches and milkshakes. I take a huge bite, and a yellow bell pepper slips out of the other end, landing right back on the foil. Whoa, slow down, you're gonna choke! Suddenly, I'm almost falling over on my side as something heavy plants itself right next to me on the bed. I quickly grab a napkin and bring it to my muzzle, wiping away the grease. Hey, Leo! Leo chuckles at my embarrassment and unwraps his own sandwich. Sorry if the bread's a little soggy. Garabo over here took a sweet time getting to the car. Hey, working in the town hall is serious freaking business. I don't have a family business I can just waltz out of anytime I feel like, unlike you. Hey, Flynn, I'll bet that I can eat this whole burger in 1 minute. Is that a fucking joke? Of course you can. Yeah, but what about 2 burgers? Don't joke, Carl. I decided to keep the conversation on Leo's job, since that's the whole reason why he's here. So, is business still pretty good? Yeah, Peyton's getting bigger. So is the number of customers. I guess it's a good thing your dad moved out to Echo, huh? For sure. The place is turning into a ghost town. It probably will be another decade or 2. By some standards, it already is. I take another bite of my sandwich, biting right into some bell pepper. I've forgotten how good the diner food is. Oh yeah, I really need this. I noticed TJ sitting next to Jenna at the table, picking unhappily at the lettuce-wrapped chicken sandwich. Jenna seems as well as she leans over towards him.
What's wrong, TJ? It's just... never mind. It doesn't matter. Are you sure? It's just the mayo. I forgot they put it on everything here.
Jenna lifts up a bun of her sandwich, inspecting its contents.
No, the mayo really got on my chicken. Here. No, you don't have to.
Jenna picks up TJ's sandwich and swaps out the grilled chicken. She rips off the layer of mayo-tainted lettuce from his lettuce bun before swapping her chicken in.
There. How's that? Thanks.
It's then that TJ looks up and sees Leo and I staring at him. I see his ears flatten in embarrassment.
What?
Nothing, TJ. Nothing.
So, are your parents still letting you live here in the house in Echo?
Yeah, we actually tried to sell it last year, but of course no one bought it. I think 2 people came to look, but they took off right quick when they saw the state of the town. Anyway, my parents are living in Peyton in a house twice as big as the old one.
Well, it must be pretty cool living on your own house.
My parents aren't exactly breathing down my neck, so there's that, you know. Nice. Leo's already finished his first sandwich. And now he's unwrapping the second. He sure could eat a lot. How many people are still here anyway? In the town, I mean. Leo takes another bite, and I hear the crunch of the peppers through his muzzle. He chews thoughtfully for a moment before swallowing. Not too sure. Of course, I know almost everyone here, but most don't actually live here anymore. Most everyone's turned their old house into some sort of vacation home now.
Really? Why?
I can't imagine anyone coming here for a vacation. Unless your hobbies are meth or dying of heat stroke. Well, they've all got their old houses here, and it's pretty cheap to build. And the town is actually trying to turn that old lake into a recreational thing.
Lake Emma?
Yeah, they're putting in docks and stuff.
Huh.
Lake Emma is the old reservoir just a few minutes outside of town. As kids, we used to play there around all the time. It's generally an ugly place. Dead fish on the banks, terrible smell, mosquitoes everywhere. Then again, it could have changed since then. I haven't been there in, 12 years now? None of us have. Thinking about the lake is making my stomach tighten again, forcing away my appetite in the process. It's been so long at this point, I really need to learn to get over things. Actually, that reminds me. The others are pretty deep in their own conversations right now, but I lower my voice anyway, leaning in to talk to Leo. Hey, it's Leo. Leo turns to me. He had been in the middle of a massive bite, and now he was taking a bell pepper and a half hanging out of his muzzle. That throws off my train of thought for a second. Oh yeah, so I wanted to get some shots of the lake for my project. Leo ducks his head to pull out the pepper from his muzzle, only to shove it right back in a second later. He chews for a while, but his ears are still tipped towards me, so I go on. It's kind of important to Echo's history. Anyway, you told me that on Monday everyone's free during lunch. I can tell by the set of Leo's ears that he knows where I'm going, and he's not too into the idea. I quickly go on. Of course, we don't have to, but it's been a long time, and if the town is making it look better, it could be fun. Listen, Chase. I feel my face burn a little bit under my fur. Sorry, it was a dumb idea. No, Chase. Listen, buddy, if it were up to me, I'd definitely do it. It's just... Leo looks towards Finn, and I do as well, finding him still bantering with Carl. It doesn't matter how fucking fast you eat, I'm not gonna be impressed. He's got that classic Flynn look on his face where he's pressing his lips together, trying not to smile. What if I ate all 3? You've already eaten most of the first one, so that's not gonna happen now, is it? I look back down at my sandwich. I suddenly feel really guilty. Here I am, back after all these 3 years, just assuming that I know how everyone feels. Now I'm kind of feeling like I'm an imposter. Poser, poser. Leo notices, like he always did, and he nudges me with his shoulder. Hey, don't worry about it. It's not your fault. Suddenly, Leo's ears perk back up. I know he suddenly had an idea. His ears make him easily readable, just as he's reading people came easily to him. It made it all the more impressive that he was able to tell what most of us were thinking, considering my short, stubby ears. Or Flynn's lack thereof. Listen, there's a cool little spot by the river that's actually pretty close to the lake. We could have lunch there, and you can walk over and get your shots. The idea makes me a whole lot better. Alright, that should be fun. Also, this motel doesn't have a pool, so it'd be really nice to get in a swim in or something. Otters in their waters. Anyway, I'll have to ask Flynn, but I'm sure he'll be okay with it. What would really impress me is if you didn't eat the rest. You're a funny guy, Flynn. Carl goes right back to shoving the next hamburger into his mouth as Flynn looks on in mild disgust. He suddenly notices watching him and he gives us an odd look, but that slowly morphs into a smirk as he focuses in on Leo. You're looking pretty happy over there, Leo. Not like you've been for the past 3 years. I furrow my brow in confusion and look back at Leo. I see him shifting. He's giving Flynn a whole look that I didn't quite understand. Well, of course I'm happy to see us all back together again. I look back from Leo to Flynn, and it's pretty easy to imagine a bolt of electricity between them. You should have seen him, Chase. He'd go on for days without smiling. Agreed. Leo's always been kind of a dick ever since you guys left.
Isn't Jenna a clown?
Isn't Jenna a counselor? Hey, you should have a session with Leo.
I'm still an undergrad, okay? Excuse me? I'm not going into counseling anyway. That would just make me sad.
TJ is busy holding on his sandwich together and trying to eat it at the same time, not very successfully. But he looks up as well.
Leo, depressed? It's hard to imagine you not smiling. You seem fine online. Has something been going on, Leo?
For the first time since he's arrived, Leo looks truly uncomfortable. You didn't see him like that very often. Flynn, on the other hand, was trying his best not to put his smirk face on. Leo paused, pinned down by everyone's eyes in the room, and then he takes in a frustrated breath. Can't people be sad sometimes? Yes, things have been a little bit more harder for me, but I'm fine. I think it's pretty clear that Flynn... Leo flicks his long muzzle at the lizard. He's just trying to get some reactions. Sure, I'm just saying you're back to your old self, but seriously, it's great. Leo makes a snoring sound. I'm about to ask Leo what's so stressful when he lifts his paw up to take the bite of his almost finished sandwich. I go quiet as I look down at his paw. A silver anchor, tied around his wrist with leather. The word otter is etched into the shank with the anchor. The name Chase is engraved into the stock. Why was he still... Chase! I jump as TJ's voice breaks through my trance, bouncing on the bed once I come down. Leo looks back at me as the bed wobbles, an eyebrow raised. TJ puts a paw to his muzzle. Oops, sorry. You were just kind of steering off into space again. Yeah, just thinking about stuff. What's up? We were just talking about Endgame. Didn't you tell me that you saw the movie on the way drive here? I really get you right now, TJ. Endgame was the worst Lions Brigade movie ever. You're just mad because you didn't follow the comics, dude.
Yeah, Carl. As a movie, it was just better. I'm sure the comics are great too, but...
Nah, the comics are shit. Carl tried showing them to me once.
What?
See, this is the problem. They never follow the source material and no one cares because they have no respect for the originals, man. You're way too picky, Carl. Endgame was a great movie. Not you too, Leo.
Oh, no. I think Lions Brigade was always a bit too violent for me, what with all the shooting and the punching and all. I always liked the Trinity Weasel. She's the thinking man superheroine.
Carl waves his paw dismissively. The Trinity comics have always been pretty lame. They're jerk-off fodder for lonely nerds, and so's the movie. Ah, you mean like yourself? Hey. Hold up. We're talking about Trinity now? Julia Blasco? She's hella fun. Never seen an ass like hers on a weasel before.
That's because it's fake. No, I just like the story. It's really kind of deep, if you think about it.
It was hard to think about it when half the shots are slow-mo and she's doing all these backflips and back ends and shit.
Come on, Trinity does have more of a story than your average superhero movie.
Looks like Jenna's coming to DJ's defense.
I think it's great that you have, like, a character over all the meatheads.
Yeah, they just stuck in all the boob shots to reel in big dummies like you, Flynn. Of course. That's easy for someone like you to say. Besides, I see what's going on here. Maybe you should watch Lucha Lobo, TJ. He's shirtless the entire time.
TJ's ears go flat, Tufts pointing at the ground.
I better stop it with all this saucy talk. The only way this can get more awkward is if you got sprung.
We all groan in unison, but TJ shoots right back.
And knowing you, that's exactly what you want to happen, isn't it, Flynn?
That gets a few surprised chuckles.
Damn, TJ, where'd that come from?
It isn't a particularly good joke. It's just that it came from TJ that makes it so funny. I don't think I've ever heard him talk like that. Even Flynn can't keep from grinning a little bit. We talk late into the afternoon. At this point, all my worries have disappeared instead of leaving a happy, warm feeling in its place. It seems silly that I'd be worried about so much earlier. In fact, I'm starting to look forward to the rest of the week.
Alright.
Leo steps forward, indicating that we should all shut up.
Now, we all need to remember that Chase is here to do his school project, so that comes first. But I did make some other plans that we can do during his time off. I'm pretty sure all of us know we're going to go to Southwest Adventures tomorrow, so I picked these two up.
He jerks his head towards Flynn and Carl.
Then swing by the motel to get you guys at 9, alright?
Sounds good.
Then, I was thinking about doing some stuff in Peyton towards the end of the week, but we'll make these plans later. In between these times, we should all find time to hang out as well. Make the most of this.
Leo looks about done, but suddenly snaps his fingers as if remembering something.
Oh, yeah, Chase. I saw you had a camera. Think you can get a pic of us? It'd be nice for all of us to have something that is in camera phone quality.
Oh, sure. I was just messing with the self-timer earlier. Should be able to get it to work. After a few minutes of me adjusting the tripod and Leo adjusting everyone at the end of one of the beds, we managed to get into position. Alright, here it goes. I set the timer and fast walked to the spot Leo had saved for me. I think that was a good one. For the next 2 hours, we watch a movie on the TV, not really paying attention, mostly just catching up with each other and how we've been. It's good to be back, and it feels like we're all just picking up where we left off 3 years ago. It's really nice. Finally, at about 10, Leo, Carl, and Flynn head out. I spend the next 20 minutes tinkering with equipment, making sure it's all in working order for shooting the next day. Once TJ finishes getting ready for bed in the bathroom, I do as well before getting into bed, head to toe with TJ. There's a soft glow from the corner as Jenna sits down at the table for reading something. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, waiting for her to go to sleep. So what I really like about this game is the fact that you can save, like, anytime you want to. And you're not forced to, like, complete a scene or a chapter or anything like that. And, geez. This game is more, like, even more, it's even more generous as far as the save states go than freaking Major Minor was. Which is really a triumph. But yeah, if you're wondering about these earlier save states, I was actually playing the game earlier, and, basically what happened is something fucked up with my sound quality, so I'm actually going to replace the video that I had uploaded to YouTube with this one, and I apologize for that. We will be returning to our show really quickly here. There's a chain attached to my ankle as I walk away from the lake. My legs and feet caked in mud. I look back, seeing the chain snaking around the rocks and reeds before disappearing into the water. Looking ahead again, I see Leo. He's smiling, waving at me. I walk towards him, and the chain stays slack, pulling easily out of the water.
There's an anchor in the water. I say. I stare at him, but he doesn't say anything and just keeps on smiling. This is getting creepy. I crouch on the rocks, wrapping the chain around my wrist a few times. Leo kneels down next to me, rubbing my back and sticking out his arms to pair our bracelets together, saying that everyone gets one. He seems happy, but now I'm stuck here. I can't even stand up to walk. And then Sunday. Alright. I think this is a good place to end this episode. Let's go back to the title stream. I can do with that easy guitar solo. So basically, I would just like to say Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope everyone had a fantastic day today. I picked up this game because I finally found it inside of my my D drive where I saved all my games, and I'm kind of shocked because I've been meaning to play this for a while, but obviously I got swept up in Amorous videos, and Major Minor was on the horizon, so I decided to look over towards this, and it seems to be just a graphic novel. As far as choices go, the choices for dialogue are very few and far between so far, and everything's it impresses the idea of a very slice of life type of approach, you know what I mean? And I kind of like it. I kind of like how the backgrounds are a little bit more well defined as opposed to Major Minors where they're all blurry as hell. But it's got a very distinct style. My only issue with this is the fact that it's not like it's not like Amorous where everybody is clearly defined and like defined as in like being able to be animated, you know? Because pretty much, unless you're a background character in Amorous, you're more or less animated to some degree. And between Major Minor and this game, that just simply isn't happening. Of course, that's comparing apples and oranges. This is a visual novel. This isn't like a furry dating game like I originally thought. So, yeah. I intend to make this a full series and at least see it to the end, regardless of whether or not racy things tend to happen. But yeah, it's nice to add a little variety. You know, it's like they say, variety is the spice of life, right? Alright, well, I will go on to move on to bigger and better things. I will see you next video. Catch y'all later. Bye!